top 10 Chinese grammar points for beginners.
Hello, ni hao. My name is Claire. Welcome to Let Your Mandarin Shine. On this channel, we share tips and tricks to help you overcome the fear and anxiety that you encounter when learning Mandarin, thereby letting your Mandarin skills shine. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more videos like this. And feel free to leave a comment after watching. The first grammar point for beginners is talking about locations with 在. When you want to talk about things that are in some places, it's advisable to use the word 在. This is a verb that needs no other word to help it. It's already a standalone verb. The basic structure for this grammar point is something 在 place. Let me give you some examples. 我在这里. 我在这里. I am here. 你在那里. 你在那里. You are there. 台北在台湾. 台北在台湾. Taipei is in Taiwan. 狗在椅子上. 狗在椅子上. The dog is on the chair. If you're paying attention, you'll discover that English uses the verb to be where the Chinese uses 在. So to be equals 在. In English also, prepositions such as to be in is equivalent to 在 in Chinese. So to be in equals 在. It's very important to master this grammar point as it will always come in handy when you're faced with location. The second grammar point for beginners is using measure words with nouns. Numbers cannot be attached directly to nouns, and as a result of this, you are required to put in a measure word somewhere in between. There are various measure words used in different categories of things. A good example is the measure word for books is 本, and of flat materials is 张. So 一本书, 一本书. A book, 一张纸, 一张纸. A piece of paper. So it's a bit confusing for sure, but if you pay attention to things very well, you will get the hang of it. The good news, however, is that there is a general measure word which you can use. The word 个, 个. This word can be used to describe pretty much anything. A country, 一个国家. 一个国家. 一个苹果, 一个苹果. An apple. The third grammar point for beginners is talking about having things with 有. You can decide to talk about having things with the word 有 to have. So don't forget that there's no need to apply a conjugate verb in Chinese. Literally saying that Chinese don't use conjugate verbs, and what that means is that 有 would always be 有. It doesn't matter the context you're using it, and it doesn't matter who you're talking about. The structure here is subject, 有, object. So subject has something, right? If you pay attention to the following examples, you will discover that most of the nouns in the sentence form include measure words before them. So let's have a look. 我有一个妹妹. 我有一个妹妹. I have a younger sister. 我有一本书. 我有一本书. I have a book. The fourth grammar point for beginner is 是 is not exactly the same as to be. In the Chinese language, the word whose meaning is nearest to the English word to be is 是. The word is utilized when it comes to linking nouns. It's simple but can be quite tricky if not applied properly. The structure is as follows. Noun, 是, noun. So let me give you more examples. 我是学生. 我是学生. I am a student. 他是老师. 他是老师. He's a teacher. 他是医生. 他是医生. She is a doctor. 这是书. 这是书. This is a book. If you're attentive, you'll discover that the word 是 is used in talking about one particular noun. 是 is something that cannot be used to any noun to an adjective or vice versa. To say, this book is heavy, you cannot use 是 as a link. Instead, you will use 很. For 很, its basic structure is quite similar to 是, but in the case of 很, it can be used in conjunction with adjectives. So for example, 这本书很重。这本书很重。This book is heavy. 他很高。他很高。He is tall. 我们很高兴。我们很高兴。We are happy. Oftentimes, "很" is translated to mean very, and even though this is correct, there are various opinions as to which one is most accurate. The most important thing here, however, is for you to understand that it is used to link adjectives and nouns, though some people think it acts as an adjective intensifier. The fifth grammar point for beginners is to talk about wanting things with 要. So directly you can make a request or talk about something you want with the word 要. It's used most efficiently to talk about things that will happen in the future. Something like, I'm going to do something. 要 is one word that is very articulate in use. It can be used effectively with verbs and nouns. So the structure is subject 要 noun, or subject 要 action. 我要一个三明治。我要一个三明治。I want a sandwich. 我要吃三明治。我要吃三明治。I'm going to eat a sandwich. 他要去台北。他要去台北。She's going to Taipei. 我们要走了。我们要走了。We are going to leave. It's very important to be cautious when you are using the word 要 to mean to want. The reason for this is because it sounds abrupt, just like the English version. The sixth grammar point for beginners is to negate 有 with 没. When you wish to talk about something you don't have or not having something, all you have to do is to negate the word 有 with 没. Just remember that if you negate 有, always use 没. These two words always go together, so keep it that way. So examples, 我没有车。我没有车。I don't have a car. 他们没有钱。他们没有钱。They don't have money. 他没有时间。他没有时间。He doesn't have time. So this is how much you can negate 有, bearing in mind that every other thing has a different word for it. There's a different word for everything else. Seventh grammar point for beginners is to negate everything else with 不. As stated in the previous point, every other verb that is mentioned aside from 有 is to be negated with the word 不. 不 is a word that you can call not or don't in the English language. It typically comes before a verb and plays the negating role for it. So examples, 我不喜欢啤酒。我不喜欢啤酒。I don't like beer. 我不要去纽约。我不要去纽约。I'm not going to New York. 我不想念他们。我不想念他们。I don't miss them. Always remember to negate the word 有 with 没, but then negating every other word with 不. So 不 is a general negating word. The eighth grammar point for beginners is to mark possession with 的. One of the most prominent characters in the Chinese language is 的. This is not coincidental because the word 的 is often used to show or mark possession, meaning that it's a word that is used to refer to things that belong to some other things, or to simply give certain attributes to anything. The word 的 is seriously common in the Chinese language. It rears up in every situation where something has to belong to someone or something else, whether it's property or anything. When you want to say something belongs to someone or something else, 的 is used to describe it. You can go on and say that 的 is similar to the apostrophes in the English language. It's something that comes in between two different things showing possession and ownership. The only difference here is that 的 can be used in any context to attribute any quality one deems fit. So, examples. 这是你的。这是你的。This is yours. 那是小明的书。那是小明的书。That's 小明's book. 这是我的电话号码。这是我的电话号码。This is my phone number. 这是他们的房子。这是他们的房子。This is their house. 这件裤子是黑色的。这件裤子是黑色的。These pants are black. 他是一个很重要的人。他是一个很重要的人。She's a very important person. There are some of the easier examples. Let's venture to a harder example using the same 的。我今天学的东西很有趣。我今天学的东西很有趣。So, I 今天 today 学的东西 the things I learned 很有趣 very interesting. The things I have learned today are very interesting. For all these, it's very important to try and remember that 的 can be used with virtually anything you deem fit. It places attachment from one thing to another. It's used to show possession and ownership. As time goes on, you'll get to learn more examples of this. The ninth grammar point for beginners is to link nouns with 汉. The most common way of expressing and is actually 汉. It's important to know that 汉 is only used in linking nouns and that's it. It cannot be used to link verbs of any kind. 汉 is best used to provide links to nouns exactly the same way and works in the English language. So examples, 我和我哥哥要去台北。我和我哥哥要去台北。我 I 和我哥哥 and my brother 要去台北 going to Taipei. My brother and I are going to Taipei. 我和你一样。我和你一样。我 I 和 and 你 you 一样 are the same. You and I are the same. Remember, you can link all nouns with 汉. You cannot link it with any verb. It's very complicated when it comes to linking verbs in Chinese. That's more for advanced levels. The 10th grammar point for beginners is to ask yes or no questions with 吗 吗 Last but not least, on our list today is the use of 吗 to ask simple yes or no questions, popularly known as polar questions because their answers can go either way. In English, you can turn any given statement into a yes or no question, and it's the same in Chinese. In Chinese, all you have to do to turn these statements to yes or no questions is to add 吗 at the end. So, examples. 你喜欢他吗？你 you 喜欢 like 他 him. Do you like him? 这是你的吗？这是 this. 你的 yours. Is this yours? 你要去台北吗？你要去台北吗？ Are you going to Taipei? 你 you 要去 going to 台北 Taipei. Are you going to go to Taipei? 你要去台北吗？ And there you have it. I hope this video helps you a ton. This is my very first video, so please bear with me. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Take care.